it's interesting, right? Because if you ask somebody, hey, is follow-up important?
Giving like real value, maybe a case study.
Until the follow-up stop.
Every follow-up helps. I believe that
CapCut did a study, and what they found.
Good to see everybody. We've, as many of you have probably tuned in the past, we're doing a number of webinar series just to provide some great training insight and ways to add value to all of you to learn some new things, new skills, and also share a little bit about what we're doing here at Access Virtual Staffing. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here, and Tony's helping out and building the business, and Angelica's part of our team. And so we're excited to be here with you today to talk a little bit about editing shorts like a pro and how valuable these skills can be to learn and know as you're looking for different roles at different companies. And we'd also love to stay in contact with you. If you don't, Angelica, I don't know how we're sharing it, but at some point we should share the opportunity to get into our system and put a profile together, because we are actively looking for talent and placing good talent. But Tony, anything else you want me to share before I drop off here, or you got it from here?
That was great. No, we appreciate you so much, and I will take it from here.
Amazing. Over to you, Tony and Angelica and all, and good to see you all.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. I hope Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was good. And I hope you can get something out of this, how to edit like a pro. And it was very difficult to put something together because pros don't like to give away a lot of their secrets. A lot of people that edit, that's a lot of times that's their income, right? Some of people work for what they do. And, there's a lot of different avenues that we can find how to do that. But we're going to kind of go over one that is special to us. He works with us. He does all of our editing forms. He went over quite a few things with me. I also do editing as well. So what we're going to do is basically run through one of the shorts he created. And I'm just going to hit on some main points. This is going to be done with CapCut. So if you're familiar with CapCut, I'm sure you're like thumbs up. And if you use anything else, then CapCut is easy. So if you've already done Premiere Pro and Adobe or any of the other ones, Blackmagic, then that CapCut is a lot more easier to be able to do. And they have a lot of features. And even their free one has a lot of features. I do have the pro one here, but even the free ones, you can get a lot done with just the free. And what we'll do is I'll go over it briefly, kind of some of the things that he used, some of the ways in which he got some of the icons or photos or videos. And of course, you guys can get that on your own. And then I'll also show you some of the ways of how he created things as well and built around it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to show briefly the video that was his final video, the final video that I did. So I had recorded a video, I sent it to him, and then he brought me back the finished product. So you guys are going to be able to see that product here pretty soon. I'm still letting a few people in, so we'll give it a few more minutes before we get in. And then what we'll do is a question and answer. So if you have any questions, you could type it in. If you don't feel comfortable with viewing and asking, that's okay. But if you type in the question, at least I'll be able to see it, and I'll kind of just go first come, first serve basis and go down the line, try to answer as many as I can. And then at the end, we usually like to do a group photo. So don't run away now, even though it's there. If you like to, we'd be appreciative of it. If not, it's okay. Angelica, do you have access to admit people?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you just keep bringing people in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and play the video that he created, and then I'll go over it with you guys.
What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. I saw a doorbell cam video of 3 different drivers with 3 different companies. The first one, Company X, tosses the package from halfway up the driveway, snaps a photo, and then they leave. Company Y was a little bit better. Company Y walked up, but they tossed it also and landed on its side. And then the last one, Company Z, arrived. He looks at the mess, he shakes his head, he picks up the scattered packages and carefully places them in the box on the front porch, and then gently puts his own delivery package in alongside the others. That is true success, because the real measure of who you are isn't what you do when everybody's watching. It's what you do when nobody is. And I always say, the who produces the do. Your inner character will always leak into your outer results. So if you want to get ahead in life and in business, don't just outwork your competition, out-integrity them. Be your best self, even when no one is looking, and watch the fruit show up in every part of your life.
All right, so, all right, guys, now I'm going to share my screen and just go over kind of what it was in the beginning when I first gave it to him, and then we'll walk through the finished product, and I can show you kind of the ways in which he did that. So let's see, let's do this. All right, give me a thumbs up if everybody can see. Are we good? Okay. So up here is your import button. For those that haven't used it before, most of you have probably used some of it. So I'm not going to start from the very beginning, but I will show you some of the basics out the gate if you haven't, okay? Because I want to assume that we probably have everybody here. So right when you open up CapCut, it's a window like this. These two would not be here. I've already imported those. So simply what you would do is you would go to import, which is right here. You would click it and then go to whatever file of the video that you sent. You would click and then import. Since I already imported them, they're right here. Now I'll play this video. This was the original. So this is when I first recorded it. What do you can see I fumbled there. What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. I saw a doorbell. The reason I show you that is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down here. Okay. And you could do one of two things. I don't like to separate the audio right away. What I like to do first is break up the frames, right? So the way I would do it is, you can see I'm working with the camera and then I walk to the back. Still going. So, and there you can see it. So I pause right there. And what I'll do is you have arrows right and left. So those are each frame. So every time you hit the arrow, you're going key one frame. They call it keyframing, right? 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame. They're each frames, right? Keyframe would technically be something different, but you have frames. So I would go maybe back one because I know I just stepped back. And if you look at this right here, this is a split. This means it's going to split the video directly at that point. So it's almost like if you ever used a razor blade, it's literally going to cut right there where this line is. You see this line that goes right over the video? That's where it's going to cut it. I like to use these two more than anything, though. I use splitting, the other type of splitting, for other things. Usually, it depends what I'm doing, if I'm doing a transition or something. But if I'm trying to clean up the video, it's very simple. I know I need to go back. I need to take away all the beginning stuff. So if you look right here, it has a bold on the right. It has that bold like C. It looks like a C. And then it looks like a backwards C, and it's kind of grayed out. What that means is everything on the grayed out part going this way is going to be deleted. If I click this one, which has the bold C or backwards C, the bold one on the left, and then the grayed out one on the right, it's going to basically delete everything to the right. So in this case, I'm going to take this one because I need everything deleted back to the beginning. I click it and there it goes. I hit play, make sure it starts well. What do you get? And see, I fumbled that part of the video. So I'm going to keep playing to see where I actually got it right. And I can see I'm about to start talking, so I'm going to arrow over. I'm on Zoom, so it won't let me, but you would arrow over, and same thing. I'd go back to that left because I still want to delete all the way from the beginning because that's the beginning part of the video. What do package delivery trucks and success? And that to me was still a little hesitant. So I would even go like a click and a click like that. And then I go back. It didn't look like I did much, but it did a little bit. And then I'd start. What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. I saw that was too long of a pause on the second part, so I'd kind of go back, and I'm only showing you guys this briefly to kind of show you how to clean up the video. What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. So now I'm going to show you where the actual split works. Not the left, not the right, but the direct split. What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? I paused it right after I got done speaking because now I want the perfect split, which is this one right here, the two bold C's, backwards and forwards. And it's going to create a point right there. Now I'm going to hit play. Everything. Oh, that's the one. I saw. There we go. Everything. Now split. Wait. There. Now I would actually arrow back right here. And then I'm going to hit this one right here again. That means everything being deleted to the left. So that's going to go to that main split that I just did. Now, if you look when I come back, what do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. I saw a doorbell cam video of 3. So that gives you an idea of how to cut your video. So that's the first thing I do. First thing I do, I want to make sure that my speech is dialed in, right? Because then you can form everything else, but you got to make sure that you cut all the different things. Now, CapCut does have a feature where if I'm saying, like in communication, we say, don't say, you know, or don't say, In interviews, you guys want to know this as well if you're a VA. If you're in interviews, what you want to practice is slowing down. That way you have your thoughts and not saying, all right, those are called filler words. You don't want to use those, right? Now, CapCut does have in here where it can remove your filler words. But what I found with it, it can get a little muddy because sometimes I end up doing more work with their system that took away those than if I just did it myself, right? Because what I'll find is it will catch the ums, but then it'll delete things, but sometimes it'll delete an extra thing. Sometimes it won't delete it. And then I'm trying to figure out like where it's at, that it deleted it. Did it delete anything else other than the So it can get, like I said, a little muddy. I don't use it. I try to just do my own and just kind of go through it. Once I did that and I cleaned up the whole video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click export. Because now I haven't even done my editing as far as those things, but I want to make sure I have a clean video when it comes to my communication. So that way when I'm speaking, it's cutting, I'm starting again. Everything has those little chops that I'm bringing everything together. That way it goes smooth. Once I see that it goes smooth, now I'm going to export that and then I'm going to bring it back down. And I'm not going to show you everything as far as that goes, because I'm going to show you the final product and show you kind of what he did. Because that's kind of why we're here. We want to find out some of the good stuff. So I'm going to drag this one down here, and we're just kind of go step by step of what he did. So what Harold likes to do, right, and what some of you may like to do is if you pull a transcript, and you can see it's identifying pauses and filler words and things like that. Again, if it works for you, use it. For me, I like to do it myself. But like I said, if you find it to be very useful and you know how to kind of work around some of their deletions that they do extra, feel free to use it. Now, we'll just assume this is already downloaded, but what will happen is you click the transcript button and it's going to give you a transcript of the whole entire video, right? Of everything that was said. Then what you would want to do, and you can use any type of GPT or AI, but you would want to paste the script in here and say below is a transcript of a talking head video or whatever type of video you're doing, whether that's travel or, you know, whatever it is, marketing. say marketing video or traveling video, and here's the transcript for it. I'm creating a short. So you say below is a transcript of X, whatever X is, right? I am going to chop it up as multiple shorts. I'll put slash scenes or one short with many scenes. And then what I'll do is I'll paste it. Let's see if it's done. If it's not done, don't worry about it. But I'll paste it. I wish I had a transcript. I will wait. Let's see what happens. Because that's taking too long, I'm just going to do it like this, guys. So let's just say it brought this out, right? So give me the transcript. I did this just so for the sake of time. All right. Now I would write, let's say you had the transcript, you would say, knowing each scene, give me multiple examples of each scene for photos, videos, and icons I should use for each to make my video stand out. So now I'll give you the storyboard. So it's going to tell you, here's the goal. Grab attention emotionally, visually within the first 3 seconds. Mood, dark, moody, cinematic, symbolic of challenge. So video ideas, a slow motion shot of rain hitting asphalt, puddles rippling under boots, or a close-up of a soldier's face in the rain, a CEO or athlete standing in heavy rain under a flickering street light. So the reason you're doing this is because you're getting ideas of what I want to put in my video. If you wanted to use a photo, storm clouds. So this is kind of like the first scene. Do you want to use a photo in the beginning? Maybe some icons, maybe both. Maybe you're doing a photo and an icon. So whatever that looks like, at least you're getting multiple options of what to do. And then you would just source those. Then you got scene 2, scene 3. So it just goes through scene 4. And then here's a bonus, a styling or music pacing tip. So color grading, you could do like a bluish gray because, rain, and then end warmer, which like golden orange. So those are called LUTs. And I will show you where those are in there. Or you can do music to build it up, Hans Zimmer style piano-driven crescendo, or an epic emotional motivational track. So it kind of gives you everything you need right there. And then, of course, you guys, if you haven't used AI, it's very simple. You just put it in like I did, and then share it. So let's go through his video. The first thing he did is he has the guy with the one package throwing it, another guy kind of holding it in the middle. Looks like he's kind of in a rush. If you can see his legs kind of more spread out. And then you see the other guy, he looks very calm. He looks like he just wants to deliver the package. And then you have this bright package. And when he did it, he did show me his prompt. He in his head, he's like, what would be good is like, maybe like a silhouette, and then maybe that box, and that's shining like a neon blue. This would be neon blue. And it created it. So he actually created this shot right here, this photo in ChatGPT. And he just said, I need a 9:16 photo, right? So that's your up and down. Most people know that, Instagram and all those, technically like TikTok. So he wrote 916.
What do package delivery?
And then if you notice that first little out he did, you'll find right here in outros, which I believe was film. Let me see. So here's different film frames. So you could just type in whatever you want. Like, so he would use the film. If you notice right in the beginning,
What do package delivery
he
trucks
had that like
success have in common?
shutter. It's like a flare. So whatever you use, you would go into your effects and you would just drop it down, like whatever that is. So this would actually show you. I'm not going to mess up his video,
What
but
do
this is
package
jumpy.
delivery trucks and
You saw how I changed it, or if this one was
what do
the.
package delivery trucks and success have in common?
And then if you liked it, then what you would do is hit the plus sign and then bring it down. Okay, so I'll just show you. And if you look here, I can make it the whole video. I can make it just a little bit of that first scene, whatever that is, okay? Give me a thumbs up if everybody's following along pretty good. If you need me to slow down, put it in the chat. Or if you have a question while I'm going, put it in the chat so I can see it. Angelica, if you see anything in the chat, let me know. And then if you heard the shutter sound or that photo sound at the beginning,
What do package
that
delivery
click,
trucks and
that would be in your sound effects. Let's see. Audio. And then you could just type in whatever you want. So you can, you know, like it has swoosh. It gives you some already. The click. So let's try the click. That's a mouse click, camera shutter. So that's. So whatever you want to use, or even let's say if you wanted film. Film projector. And then you could cut this. So if I like that right in the beginning, I could put it down. And then what I could do is literally bring it all the way back, like to where it's only a few seconds or a few frames.
what do package delivery truck?
You see? So he used obviously a little click right in the beginning.
What do package delivery trucks and success have in common?
If you look, he also did the captions. Captions are very simple, especially in CapCut. You do auto detect and then you generate. And then what's cool about in CapCut is you could actually choose like a type of template. So it'll actually show you, do you like this one? Do you like this one? So it kind of just gives you a bunch of different options. So whatever you're looking to do, whatever's going to stand out the most for that video, you can do that. And all you would do is click it and then bring it down. Same thing. It's generating these now, so it would actually change, but it's not going to leave that video because that's embedded in the
Everything.
finalized
I
video.
saw a doorbell cam.
Okay.
Everything. I saw.
Now, if you notice that little
And success have in common.
zoom in
Everything.
right there. So he looks at keywords, and you could do this in ChatGPT also. So you could say, what are the keywords that I'd want to get a close up on the talking head, right? What are those keywords like everything, you know, and whatever else. And ChatGPT is usually good about that too. Hey, this is a good one where you'd want to zoom in, right? Or if you're doing a product and you're showing something, whatever that is, let it tell you, hey, this is a key moment. Here's a key moment. Here's a key moment. And then the way you would do it, if I could find it. Oh. No, that's a marker. Angelica, you see the keyframe? Oh, I know. Zoom is blocking it. Okay. So over here, these are your keyframes. So if you notice, there's a keyframe for everything. The transformation, scale. Scale means to be bigger, smaller, okay? So what he did there is whenever I was talking right there in the beginning, and it was kind of backed away before the everything.
Package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything.
Okay, so when that happened, that little transition, all he did is he set a keyframe and he clicked it just like that. And then what he did is he moved it over however many scenes, right? And you can see the little marker, the keyframe marker right there. And then he scaled it. And then it set the other keyframe. So that's how you would do it. So
Delivery trucks and success have in
and then you would set the
everything.
other.
I saw a doorbell cam video of 3 different drivers with 3 different companies.
Now I'm going to go back and just clean that up. But that's how you would actually create a keyframe. Okay, so that can bring it up and down. That's also how when you start to get in animations with like Premiere Pro and things like that, that's keyframes is how everything goes. How a ball goes up and down, goes from this area to this area, how all that has to do with keyframes. So if anything, you guys definitely want to watch videos on YouTube about just a video on keyframing, how to do keyframes very, very well. But that's kind of what he did there. So he went to a keyframe.
I saw a doorbell cam video of 3.
You can see the flare he used, that yellow flare. And that, again, that's another similar thing that he's doing, which you're going to find in effect, right? Or you could break it up into scenes. So let's say if I want to break it up into a scene, I could use that part again and split it and then create a transition, a light transition. And then bring it down. And it would be right there where you cut that scene. No, can't see it. What to say? Oh, there it goes. All right.
Success have in common? Everything. I saw a doorbell cam video of 3 different drivers with 3 different companies. The first one, company A.
So you can see how to do that. Super simple. You would create a scene, the end of a scene, which is that middle split right here. It's a direct split. So if you're like, if I want to transition from that scene to the next scene, so that could be like, here's the time machine one, if you wanted to do that. All these different ones are transitioning. That's why they call it a transition. It's going from one scene to another scene. Now he has that flare, you can see right over it, right? He basically, or even a LUT, you could use a LUT. So I believe if I click here, the Zoom chat thing's messing me all up. Okay. Go to adjust, which is right here. So if you're on the video, you click the video, you go to adjust. Auto adjust is going to do like an automatic color grading, just so you know, okay? Color correction is going to try to correct color. I don't like it that much. I do like auto adjust, makes it very, very nice. Color correction can get a little wonky, but for certain videos, like if you're outside by a beach, green, something like that, color correction can do good. So it's kind of like, again, you have to use your own eyes and take a look to say, does this work for what I'm trying to do? Because sometimes you'll click color correction and it's like a nightmare. You're like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, right? But then at times, not always, and I would say usually it's worse, not good, but there is times where you can click on it and it's going to look really good. And then you have your LUTs right here. So LUT is kind of like a lens that goes over any type of video, right? Any scene. You'll see it from Batman Begins to, the second one, The Dark Knight, to almost every movie has a style that they're trying to get, right? The Joker or any, like whatever movies are out there, they're going to have LUTs. Some movies, they keep the same LUT almost throughout the whole entire movie. So it's going to kind of put like sunglasses on, or maybe it's colored glasses. So things like that, of that nature. So I'll give you an idea. I'll just kind of go over to where I'm at. And if you look, that's a LUT. So you can see it has all different kinds you would just do. So you can do that too before you do your scene. So like, let's say I wanted just me to be able to do that. Well, I can't use that, but now I can use that. So I could create that scene right there because I didn't want that blue part. So I'll create that, then hit play.
Delivery trucks and success have in common everything. I saw a doorbell cam video of
Now I back it up until I'm back on there. Right there. Now I'm going to split it again. That means between this point and that point, it's only me. So once I click that, now I can come over to my LUT and only change what I wanted to change. So if I want to do black and white or whatever. So if I wanted to do that, I could do that. I could hit play.
What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything. I saw a doorbell cam video of 3 different drivers with 3 different companies. The first one, company X.
Is everybody following along pretty good? Or am I going too fast? Give a thumbs up if I'm going a little too fast, or if there's any specifics that you would like to see that maybe I haven't shown, like if you want me to go back and kind of show you that area again, just let me know in the chat. So Angelica, you can let me know if you see anything in the chat because I can't pull up the chat for some reason. So now you see Harold's transition into 3 videos.
Of 3 different.
So all this is it's just like anything else. You're creating videos and you're bringing them in. So what you would want to do, and you can find your videos anywhere. You can have ChatGPT create photos. What I like, what Harold likes too, is Canva. Canva's great because Canva, if you need an icon for something, right, like a package icon, you could go right to Canva, type in, go to the icon area. I think they call it a different name, but you just type it in and it gives you a package, right? Then you can remove the transparency of it. If you want a video nowadays with Canva, I don't know if it's just on Pro, maybe Angelica knows, but they have AI, Canva AI, that you get a certain amount of credits. And I've literally, do you know if it's in the free version, maybe like a few credits every month for AI, Canva AI?
I think that's only applicable for
The Pro?
premium account. Yeah.
Okay, so on the Pro account, what you do is you would type in, I need a driver, a package delivery driver, and it'll spit out 3 videos or something, right? And you would just download, or a guy walking with a package, and it creates it right then and there. So, and that's on the Pro plan, which I think is like $15 a month, at least in the US. What I find, I'm in Africa right now, that sometimes they lower the cost for other countries. So don't use a VPN when you're looking at these other companies, whether it's Adobe or any of these other ones, because if they say you're coming from like a low GDP area, gross domestic profit, right? Then what they'll do is they'll say, hey, we'll give you this product for $5 or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Don't use a VPN when you're looking at that. And if you already had, just open up a new window without a VPN, go to Adobe or say special and look at it in, if it's Filipino currency, that's what you want. Type that in, how much for Adobe, Filipino currency, and put that in. Sometimes you get a better deal. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Angelica. So, and then all he did was add, all he did was add the videos, which is easier. See, when I do it, I prefer to actually do it on my phone. If I'm going to do multiple videos like this, 1, 2, 3, I like it on my phone. I can go really fast on CapCut because I could just take basically the videos, put it where I want, spread it out, open it. It's a little different here, but it's all the same at the end of the day. Oops.
All right. Can you also explain, Tony, about, what will be gain for this webinar? What's the importance of learning this edit like a pro, not just, as a VA, but since some of them is a student, most of them is a student. I don't, maybe as an entrepreneur. So can you share, what's the advantage of this knowledge and skills?
Yeah, so I would say marketing is the biggest thing out right now. If you notice, there may not be somebody that's the greatest at leadership, maybe not the greatest at finance, But when you are clicking on YouTube and you see it over and over again because they're producing a video every week or even a multiple times a week, the way the algorithm works, you're like, oh, let me check them out. And it doesn't have to be the greatest content, but if you're putting stuff out there, as my professor said, put something out there. Like, we're going to get to a point where we're like everything's going to be AI as far as that goes. So he's like, get your face out there, be able to create video, and just get it out there, because it's coming to a point that if people know you, they're going to continue to watch even when AI videos are the only thing that's out there. And so get it now. But what it does is it helps you to be able to get whatever, if it's a product, if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to sell something, ultimately you're trying to sell yourself, right? As a good business person, maybe you're trying to get investors. So there's a whole range of why you want to do that. I would say the foundation of all of this stuff, though, is storytelling. So if you don't have good storytelling, your shorts and your long form videos are not going to be very good. And storytelling has certain techniques and tactics that you do, things that hook you in the beginning, things that grab person's attention, because you have like 1.8 seconds before somebody scrolls past on the next video. So you want to, I have a book on storytelling, but you want to read or at least study on YouTube or something, a book on storytelling, like especially specific to content creation. I have a couple chapters in my book on the content creation aspect of it. And it teaches you what to do, kind of what does a hook look like? How do you keep somebody engaged? How do you, what you promise in your thumbnail, how fast you have to actually go over it so they know they're going to get that answer, right? You don't wait to the end because they're going to turn it off, right? So all these little aspects are going to help every aspect of your video process. And editing, if you ever notice, they say the number one thing that affects your videos is audio. So people would rather watch a bad video with good audio than a good video with bad audio. So number one is you got to make sure your audio is very good. And I could show you a few ways to be able to do that. But video is also another thing. There's a lot of us that we like if the video was made right, we're more apt to watch that YouTube video, even if the other one was probably better, but it's like one kid and it's echoing and it just doesn't look good. And, we're like, we turn it off right away. And that person may have been able to actually say better things that we would have actually learned from. But we move on because of the material that's in the video. So that's why it's important, is because it helps in every aspect of what you're trying to accomplish. Does that answer that question?
Sorry. Yeah, it answers my question. But in case that you have question, guys, you can unmute yourself and then ask Tony so, he can explain.
And so you saw I brought down the other video down here, guys, and then I just shortened it up and put it here. And you would do the same thing. You would bring down another video, right? Hello, who's this?
It's me again, Don.
Hi, Don.
How are you? How's everything? I have a question for you, Tony. No, since
Absolutely.
since most of the attendees here is my students, no, I have a questions now regarding your example earlier.
Yes.
You mentioned using both ChatGPT and CapCut. May I ask if you are subscribed to both those platforms? And additionally, is it possible for us to achieve similar creative outputs and professional quality edits using only the free versions of GPT and CapCut? In other words, can we still produce results that look as polished as yours without a premium subscriptions?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, Don. So thank you so much. And absolutely. So what I just did, even in that chat GPT, I do have the pro version, but I didn't use my pro aspect to it. I just used the regular chat GPT that anybody can use. So you could definitely get at least, your scenes, what should be in there, give you ideas of icons and videos and all that is all on the free version. You don't need chat. I don't even recommend chat GPT Pro. Unless you're actually putting projects together. So I write books, so I'll put projects and fill it with a bunch of files and all kinds of stuff. But that's the only reason I use it, or I wouldn't even use it. So you don't need it. As far as your videos goes, what I love about CapCut and most pretty much anything else out there is you can import your own videos. So the good thing is you can find the videos out there and they're all out there. You can find royalty-free videos pretty much anywhere, right? And you can do it on Canva. You may not be able to get a specific video. They do give you some free ones, and they give you free icons and they give you free photos. Now, when it gets into like the AI and asking it to create something, then you wouldn't be able to use the Pro. But you can create. They'll give you videos. If you say delivery truck, it's going to give you a video, at least a few videos for free for a delivery truck, and they'll give you like elements, they call it, which is basically icons. So you can see a package. You could do all that with the free versions. Did that help answer your question, Don?
Yes, Tony, I'm just composing another question for you. So maybe
Okay.
another person.
Actually, I have addition for that, Don, because before when I don't have, capability to avail the premium account on CapCut, so what I did is I edit and use the elements, the premium. But the only thing is that if we are not premium account, then we cannot able to download the video that we edited. So what I do is I screen record using my, tablet or phone, so the video that I created, and then after I screen record, then I go to the edit settings of the application, my app or my photos app, and then I'll just crop some of the ratio that will see what you call this, the elements, that you just screen record that. So I just cropped it and then save it, and that's the one that I upload. But the advantage, a disadvantage of that is the quality of video is not, it's kind of blurry.
Thank you so much, Angelica. So I'll get back to
Thank
this
you,
video real quick.
Angelica.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. But if you see here, I just brought down the two videos and then I just put them side by side like that. And if you had three, you would do that. So that's how Harold did it. So basically you would have three videos, whatever videos there are, and then you just stack them just like that for however big you want the scene to be.
Hello, Tony. I have a question. No? Do you have a sample of that video, the finished one, so we can view, or we can see your sample for the video, your
You want
create
the
video?
product? You want this video here?
Yes, yes. Can we watch?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you want to watch
the
it?
full. Yes.
What do package delivery trucks and success have in common? Everything.
You see it?
I saw a doorbell cam
Yes.
video of three different drivers with three different companies. The first one, Company X, tosses the package from halfway up the driveway, snaps a photo, and they leave. Company Y was a little bit better. Company Y walked up, but they tossed it also, it landed on its side. And then the last one, Company Z, arrived. He looks at the mess, he shakes his head, he picks up the scattered packages and carefully places them in the box on the front porch, and then gently puts his own delivery package in alongside the others. That is true success, because the real measure of who you are isn't what you do when everybody's watching. It's what you do when nobody is. And I always say, the who produces the do. Your inner character will always leak into your outer results. So if you want to get ahead in life and in business, don't just outwork your competition, out-integrity them. Be your best self, even when no one is looking, and watch the fruit show up in every part of your life.
So that was the full video.
Thank you,
So as
Tony,
you
for
see-
the video.
Yeah, you're very
Regarding
welcome.
for that video, no, currently we have ongoing activity in our school, no. I provide the activity for them, commercial, for the brand awareness, also for their ano tawag, for their coming business soon, no. Oh, so wait for a while for my question. I need to polish it first for a while, Tony.
Okay, polish it. I'll continue, and then we'll keep going. And then when you're ready, just let me know. So those are the three videos. That was very easy to do, as we saw. You just bring down three videos. This one's also very easy. All he did here is he took the normal video, the regular video, and blurred it. So all he did was put an effect, and then blur. He just put blur. And they have different types of blur too. The free version probably has less, so you may only get, oh yeah, it tells you right there, the diamond. So this one it'll have, this one it has, that one it has. So you get quite a few. And all he did was blur the background, and then all he did was bring in another video.
X tosses the package from halfway up the driveway, snaps a photo, and they leave. Company.
And then he did the click, which is the sound effect. Again, audio, click. So whatever that looks like, there it is. Mouse click.
Y was a little bit better.
Same
Company
thing,
Y
still the
walked
blur,
up,
second
but they
video.
tossed it also. It landed on its side. And then the last one, Company Z arrived. He looks at the mess, he shakes his head, he picks up the scattered packages and carefully places them in the box.
He did the quick little flare. So again, that's a simple effect. You just create a scene with a scene, do a transition even, and then it gets right into this next part.
On the front
So he has
porch,
another video.
and then gently puts his own
Or even a photo. That looks like a photo, and all he did was actually probably do an effect on the photo, which gave it a little bit of movement, because that doesn't even look like a video. That looks simply like a
delivery
photo.
package in
that he-
alongside
and then he
other.
split it out. So remember, when you see your effects or transitions, right? Let's see. Intro, outro. So if you notice when he had that photo there, when he had the photo, he used one of these things. So this is a blaze out. I'm trying to find the one that he saw, maybe motion. And by the way, this one, I don't think Harold has the pro version. So he would have made this whole entire video on the free version of CapCut. Oh, here, we'll just type in out. Fade out, TV off, blaze out. So that's all it is. You're just adding a transition.
That is true success.
There we saw the keyframe with the little zoom. And then if you notice the corners up here, all he did was a vignette. So he clicked video, and maybe vignette is right down here. Let's see. Yeah, right here. So if you notice, that's the vignette. That's the opposite. So what he did, you can see how he darkened a little bit of the outside. And that gives a little more clarity to the person that's in the middle, right? So that's what this was the focus on that person of this scene that he did.
Because the real measure of who you are isn't what you do when everybody's watching.
Again, another video, he put a little sound effect sound. That's it. It's very basic, guys.
What you do when nobody is. And I always say the who produced.
If you notice these things, and he always keeps these in his memory too. So the way Harold will do it is the beeps. He has it in his favorites. The vignette is easy, but like all the little flare outs, the little, whether that's the light, whether that's the transition, he'll put them in his favorites if he uses it a lot. And that way, all he has to do is go to his favorite spot right up here and then just find it, put it in, find it, put it in. It makes it a lot easier. So if you guys do like a certain style, remember to put it in your favorites.
This is to do. Your inner character will always leak into your outer results. So if you want to get ahead in life and in business, don't just outwork your competition, out-integrity them. Be your best self, even when no one is looking, and watch the fruit show up in every part of your life.
And I did want to show you guys one more thing. If I go to media, I'm going to show you the original. I'm going to bring that down. Let's get rid of this one. It does it. Yeah, there it goes. So let's say you do have a green screen, guys, at your house. And I bought this cloth here in Africa. You can get it anywhere. I'm sure you can get it in Philippines. It wasn't very much. I asked them for like, whatever it is, 3 yards across, 3 yards down. And I just nailed it up against my thing. So it pans my whole walls. But if you want to get rid of that, you would go remove background. You could do auto removal if you don't have a green screen. I do, obviously, so you wouldn't click that. But it would actually, you can see that it did it on its own. See? It's not the best because you will, and when you put a different background in, sometimes it messes it up. But you would want to do chroma key and then color picker, and then usually just the color that it's at. Let me see if I can do it. Like that, and then you click it. So everything that was green, that's the color picker, and you can remove any color. So that would be green.
What do package delivery trucks and success have in common?
And then you would change the
Everything.
background. Usually you want to clean up the edge when you do that and feather the edge if you can. That'll make it more realistic. All right, guys. So now you know how to do a short. And if you have any questions, you can always let us know. But it gives you at least a little bit of a foundation. If you want us to go more into depth, like an intermediate, we could do that another time. But now we'll just leave it up to some questions. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Hi, Tony. Here's my
Hey,
another questions for you.
absolutely.
As I said earlier, the topic you discuss is very relevant to our current activity for brand awareness and commercial development. And as we know, starting a business is often comes with challenges and resources. Challenges such as limited capital and resources. What message or advice can you give to the students here who aspire to follow in your footsteps to become a successful creators or entrepreneurs someday? Why do you think it is important for aspiring entrepreneurs to start and work independently at first, even without such external help? For example, the topic now is uh the topic now is
I think how to edit like a pro.
topic. Yes. The topics. How can you give advice or to aspire the students for them to be able like you? I know you're a very successful person.
So the first thing is, believe in what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like if you set a goal out, ultimately you've been given gifts. I believe in the Lord, right? So I know I've been given gifts. My gifts are different than somebody else's. So I'm going to trust in his plan. But what I'm going to do for me is do it unto the Lord, right? So a lot of us get frustrated when we're first starting out because it's challenging, right? We're trying to figure out what to do. What you want to do first, just to kind of help you out, is you think of your vision. And first, you do all what we call macro vision. So, what are the key things, right? What's the key things I'm trying to accomplish? Oh, I want to be a content creator. Okay. So, that's that main thing. So, what does it take to be a content creator? Well, I got to know editing. That's another big thing. I don't have to know all the details. That's the micro, but I need to know editing. I need to know storytelling, right? If I'm doing a talking head, I need to know communication, when to use my hands, when not to use my hands, right? So TikTok or whatever, I need to know a little bit of editing. I need to know storytelling, right? Once you have those five, now you start going into the micro level and you start going deeper. If I need to know communication, what's the key things about communication? Emphasizing words, right? They always teach you emphasize your words in the beginning. Slowing down so you don't say or or something, those filler words. You don't have to know everything about it, but have a little foundation of that. Storytelling, that's one of the biggest things. Mr. Beast, all the big videos on YouTube, they have scripts written of pure storytelling. They know exactly how to grab someone's attention right in the beginning. They know exactly what they want the person to experience, right? So they know when to put the heartfelt message, or they're searching for a treasure and now they met this person, they wouldn't be able to do it. And yeah, they end up getting to the treasure, but at the end of it, what we realize is the treasure was meaningless. Why? Because they met this person on the way to the journey. and they started communicating. This person came from a rough place in, Africa or Asia or something, and he showed him his home, and he's like, I'm trying to find this treasure in these mountains, and he invited him into his home, let him know his struggle, and they got this friend, they got together, and they're like, man, thank you so much for inviting me, and I met a new friend, and you want to go look for me? And now they go, and by the end of the story, they find the treasure, but what did they actually find? That it was all about friendship. Had zero to do with the treasure. At the end of the day, the whole story, the treasure was kind of like the small part, and finding that new relationship in that new country was somebody who's willing to share his home and his household and show him, invite his mother to cook. And it was all that experience, right? So that's storytelling. And so you want to know storytelling when it comes to content creation. If you're trying to start a business, and I can help you guys with this, if you want to leave your emails, if anybody's wanting any help, I do a free strategy session for anybody. Anybody that's needed, I do it free. So if you have any goals and you're trying to, try to get ahead and you're trying to how to put together a vision, I help somebody for 30 minutes for free. So just either put your email. I did put my LinkedIn down, so it's right there in the chat. So if you click that, add me, and then send me a message, and I will accept it so you can, but I'll be more than happy to go over that stuff. But if you're trying to get a business, it's easy. You're going to put together a business plan, and just step by step, little by little, you're going to start to knock things down. And discouragement is you don't want to ever be discouraged, because ultimately, if you just work hard, you have a plan, you'll make it happen. It may not be everything you envision, but ultimately it may be something better than you envision. So you don't want to give up. There's a lot of good sayings out there about not giving up. So don't give up. There's always going to be challenges in life. And if you think about this, I don't know if I brought this up before, but gold, right? When they test the purity of gold, what they do is they call it testing. They put it under fire. So they get the gold, they put it under fire. It's called testing it, which means they're testing, right? They're testing the gold of its purity, putting it under high heat. And what happens is the purities rise to the top. And then the gold, the guy that's creating the gold, he scoops up the purities and he tosses them. And then he puts it under testing again, under fire again. And then more impurities rise up and he scoops those out. And he does that until he has pure gold, right? So the only way we get pure gold is through the testing, right? And it's the same thing in life. If you think about a diamond, how it goes from a coal to a beautiful diamond, it's from pressure under the ground, right? So it's high pressure that creates the beautiful diamond. So whenever you're in a situation where you're struggling or anything, just know the pressure is a good thing. This is the thing that's molding you. This is the thing that's going to actually give you encouragement. You go, oh man, this is great. I don't know how I'm going to overcome this, but I know it's actually for the finished product. Like this challenge is helping me to be that much better in life, and even the Bible talks about that. The testing of our faith produces perseverance and strength, right? So it actually builds us up, makes us that much more better. So the business person we were in the beginning, or entrepreneur, or whatever that may be, or a VA, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you start in the beginning, it's going to lead to that. Okay, any few last questions? It is 6 o'clock, at least in my time, so it's probably, 11 over there? Actually, you guys are 11 p.m. and it's 11 a.m. the other way, so. Any last questions? Feel free to, again, reach out on my LinkedIn. I put it in the chat box.
Thank you, Tony, for answering my question. No?
Absolutely. And if you have, I'll give you my email right here too, Don. So you can ask me as many questions you want. I can help you with any of your business plans. So here you go.
You know what, Tony? I want to give your credits to you, no? In our last webinar about storytelling, I realized that I always use storytelling the right way when it comes to attracting clients or customers. But that session really helped me a lot, no? Especially as a professor, because it gave me a clear idea on how to explain and show the importance of storytelling in convincing clients to get their yes. No? It's a big thank you, Tony, for giving me another idea for me to able to teach those students. I'm so very thankful to you.
I'm thankful to have you guys. You're the reason why I come. So without you guys, I wouldn't be here, and it's motivating to be able to share this with others, because there's been others that poured into me, right? So it's good to receive a season of receiving, right? It's like a sponge, it soaks in water, but then what do? We wring it out and it goes out into others. So I've had a season where I was the sponge and soaking it all in and learning these things. And now there's a season of wringing it out so I can share with others. And then eventually you'll wring out your own sponge for others as well. I did put my email down there, guys, also at accessvirtualstaffing.com. If you need help with storytelling or a few of the chapters in regards to content creation, I'll give you that section or those few chapters for free on specifically content creation. Okay, and that'll help you if you're in that realm or you're trying to do some content and things like that. Any final questions? And if you guys don't mind, can we just do our video? You don't have to talk, you can leave it muted, but we like to get at least one or two shots with everybody in there. If you could do that for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys, appreciate you. All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you. Those that turned their video on, was it okay? Did you learn some stuff from this one? I know it's kind of quick. It's hard to do a full editing class, but did you hopefully grasp something that could help you out? All right.
Yes.
Were you able to get at least a photo, Angelica? Somewhat?
Angelica, photo na tayo. Kuha ka na ng photo. Ay, sorry, Tony. I speak Tagalog.
All right, that's okay. Maybe you can teach me one day. I'll come back to you guys.
No, Tony, said, mahal kita.
Al-Mahika. I was close.
Again. Mahal kita.
Mahal?
Kita.
Kita. And what does that mean?
Yeah, that's, I love you.
I love you too, brother. Love all you guys.
Hope to see you here in Philippines.
So if you guys ever need help, I do pastor, so I've been pastoring for a long time. So as far as anything you guys are going through, any struggles that you may be having, you feel free to also email me and we can video chat and I can do counseling. Anything you guys want, free of charge. It's always free when it comes to the Lord. So anything I can do to help you guys with that or your walk, let me know. For those that obviously follow the Lord.
Yeah. All right, let's take a picture, everyone. And 1, 2, 3. So guys, I sent the link for everyone that wants to apply at Access Virtual Staffing. Right now, we are currently looking for a real estate VA, a graphic designer, for someone that has some experience with Go High Level and social media manager. You can just click the link and then submit your CV and information. And then we have an upcoming webinar again. It's every 2 weeks. So every updates is been posted in our social media website or social media's account. Just look for Access Virtual Staffing, either Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And also we have some insights and then tips from our COO David Rush, Tony, and then our very own CEO Phil Wardell. So you can also watch that. And yeah, just in case you have any questions, I'll email you some of the things that we have that you guys will benefit from it, not just as a student, but also as a virtual assistant. So thank you everyone for joining this event and have a great day. Any last message, Tony?
No, may the Lord be with you all. And again, if you need any help, I am here for every single person that's here. I don't care if it's all 50. I'll talk to all 50. I'm a very extroverted person that loves to serve and help. So let me know if you guys ever need any help.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Angelica. Thank you so much for all your help. Angelica and Princess, I know she was on here too. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's interesting, right? Because if you ask somebody, hey, is follow-up important?
Giving like real value, maybe a case study.
Until the follow-up stop.
Every follow-up helps. I believe that.
CapCut did a study, and what they found